Hi y'all, this message is for all women like me and all those who love and support women like me. If you did not catch part 1, you can see my last video. There was a part 1 to this message. It has to do with my marriage journey, my journey with relationships during this last, I'll say like 18 months. And things that I learned and things that, I kind of was able to pull from my journey that God needed me to get from it. And this is just to help that share and encourage you. If you see anything, hear anything about my story that resonates with you, my advice is that you take whatever resonates with you back to God and make sure, like, did you put this video over me so I could get that, Lord? Like, make sure that you're getting whatever you're supposed to get for this message. But I do believe that this video is going to reach the eyes of people who need to see it at whatever point that they need to see it. So, all right. Anywho, so just a little recap. My last message was just explaining about how my marriage fell apart and what I learned from my marriage falling apart and what I learned about God and his character, but about him and how he was moving in my life that allowed for me to go through what I went through and get whatever lessons I got from it. So this part is about what happened after I divorced. So I want to say this about me, and some other people might feel the same way about themselves. I'm a wife. Period. I'm a wife. Like, I have felt, and a lot of people do, a lot of people feel the need to be a wife. So I'm not saying that that's something that's exclusive to me or unique about me, but a lot of people don't really understand what being a wife entails, though. A lot of people want to be married, but they don't want to be a wife. And this is not something that I came packaged with. This is stuff that I learned, through my experience. But so I'm not trying to say this like I'm some person who has some different type of access or wisdom that other people don't. Nah, but I took time to learn lessons though. And what I learned is that marriage is about service. It's about service. You serve God through your marriage and you serve your spouse. And so that part has been innate in me. I didn't know that that's what it was. I didn't have language for it until after I learned my lesson. But the need and the want to pour into a husband, whether it's pouring into them on an emotional, spirit or a spiritual level, whether it's pouring into them on a physical level. We're talking about my husband, so it's okay. Whether it is pouring into them and just, giving to acts of service. Like, oh my gosh, like when it comes to me wanting to have something ready to give somebody, like I've innately felt like I wanted to do that forever. Like that's just something that was in me. So like after my marriage ended, I still had that yearning. Like my marriage emotionally ended far before it actually ended on paper. I'm saying that to say that when it was actually done, I was very much open and ready to finding my husband again. And I'm not saying, well, my real husband. And I'm not saying finding him like I'm going to go seek through people. But what I am saying is that if I was going to be out here dating people, I was definitely going to be intentional about it. And while it's not about me going seeking, looking for husband, it is about me eliminating people who's not husband. Because who finna waste their time? Like, okay, some people are. I'm not. So, like, that was my mindset. Coming out of my marriage was I still yearn to serve a husband. So, and let's be clear, I said marriage. It's not about a wife serving a husband. It's about that husband serving a wife. Marriage is service. Marriage is serving your spouse. Marriage is serving your children, like, that come through the marriage. Marriage should be serving the community in some way. Like, the reason why it's two is better than one is so that you can impact. The impact of one person is great, but when two is joined together, it can be astronomical. Like, it's that much better. And Christians are supposed to serve the world. Like, so I'm saying all of that to say, like, it's like some people will listen to that, and especially as a woman saying it, and try to, like, make it feel like I'm not empowered when I say that. Marriage is reciprocal. Like, all relationships are supposed to be reciprocal. You give, you get, you give, you get. So I believe that when you show up ready to serve the right person, they show up ready to serve you back in whatever way that you need. So I'm going to say this about the ending of my marriage. When I was trying to fight for my marriage to not end, it dawned on me, like, okay, because I believe in the service of marriage. It dawned on me that, okay, maybe a way to fix this problem that we have is for me to put service at the top of my mind and be the change that I want to see. So every morning I started coming to my former husband and telling him, or asking him, what is it that you need from our marriage today? And I was prepared for whatever his answer, because we all have needs. We come to marriage with needs. Like that whole, oh, you're supposed to be 100% a full person. Like, yeah, you're supposed to be full within yourself, but the reason you're joining with somebody, like, it's for a reason. And in joining with somebody, there are things that you need from that person because it's a relationship. Again, it's a transfer. Give, get. Whatever it is you're getting from somebody should be the things that you actually need from that person. And that person should be able to provide that service and give it to you, or it's not the right person for you. Whether that's you need time from that person. Like, yeah, we not slow. We understand that there are things that you need when you're in a relationship. But I hate when people like to spin things and say, oh, you should be a whole person or a happy person. You shouldn't look for your relationship and for happiness in your relationship. Like, if you're not getting fulfillment, which translates to happiness from being with this person, why are you with them? It is fair for you to want that person to fulfill you in some way, because relationships need things. And the relationship is made of two people who both need things. Like, anyway. So, I went on a tangent, but okay. So, yeah, I had came to that idea, like, okay, this is how I'm going to feed this thing and be the change that I want to see. I started asking, every day, like, what you need from me in this marriage, and with the intent to provide it. And the hope was that he would ask the same with the intent for him to provide it. This is part of fixing the gap that became a gap. And what I love about right now is that I can come into my next marriage with that energy, because I have learned and understood that it's necessary. But anyway, it didn't work. It didn't work. So that person was ready to go, and he was resistant to making that change. So, which all is fair. Again, what I said in the first video was like, I understood that wasn't God's intended match for me. So had he not rejected that, maybe I would have still been with him, wasting life with a person that I wasn't supposed to be with anyway. So it had to happen that way. So I'm not upset about that at all. But anyway, so once everything was all done, I was still very much marriage minded and ready to be married. And I told God, like, all right, God, so it's time for us to partner with each other and put me in alignment with my husband, my real husband, the one that you want for me. So I told God, so this story is about discipline. I told God that, hey, we partners in this. I'm giving you control. I'm finna do this your way, so you'll bless it. You're not gonna have to tear nothing down with us. It's gonna be blessed from the start. We're gonna be on the same accord from the start. That's my energy, right? So I didn't do that. The flesh is weak, y'all. When you have spent a number of years not receiving certain, and this was all a lesson that I needed to learn, so I don't regret going through it. But when you have spent a certain amount of time with somebody and not receiving what you needed from them, and then you find someone that's giving you, that's meeting that need, the flesh is weak. The flesh is weak. I basically abandoned, God, we finna do this your way, because I started getting what I wanted from somebody. Started getting what I wanted. And that person wanted some things too that God didn't want. But since that person was giving me what I wanted, I was like, okay, I'll give you what you wanted. Even though I know God didn't want that for me. And I broke my own heart. Like, to make the long story short, those decisions led me to heartbreak. I fell in love with this person, and just over a span of time, like, all those little cracks, there were a lot of cracks. There were a lot of cracks in the foundation. But instead of me doing things his way, I was still in the energy of, God, I'm letting you speak to me. I'm letting you talk me through this. But there are certain questions I'm not going to ask you, because I don't want the answer. I already intuitively know the answer, but I don't want you to say it. Because once you say it, I have to recognize it as truth and act on it. So if I just avoid letting you put your hand on it, on this piece, I got this piece, Lord. I got this piece. I'm going to do what I want to do with this piece instead of letting you put your hands on that. And we just finna see and hope it go for the best. It did not go for the best. Lord, I can't even. It did not go for the best, y'all. I ended up so brokenhearted. Brokenhearted to the point where, like, God will do that to you. When you are supposed to surrender something to him and then you don't do it and you do things your way, and he might just, like, you don't know when he's gonna do it. He might be like, okay, it's time for me to whip her. Like, it's time for me to do it. It's time for me to show my hand so she can do what she need to do with this. The words say that God will provide an exit. He was giving me ways to exit, and I would not exit. I would not, because my flesh wanted it. My flesh wanted it to go a certain way. I wasn't taking his exit routes. And when I played that game too many times, he was like, I'm sick of you. And you keep, and like, I had the audacity to keep coming to him about stuff. Of course, like I said, but not this. I'm not going to come to you about this. I'm going to handle this. But I'm going to come to you about all this other stuff surrounding this situation. And he's just like, no, that's it. That's it. You've done too much, and it's time for me to break this thing apart. And that's what he did. And it tore my little heart up. And I knew I had to be done with this for real. I knew I had to be done with it, because when I tell you, this man went from everything was good to me seeing little cracks in the foundation to like the foundation turned into a pit. Things went to hell in a handbasket. And there was so I became no nonsense after my divorce. Again, that was something I reneged on though. It was just like I was treating other people a certain way. It was like, okay, I see that. I ain't gonna be able to deal with that. That's not a decision that you're making. That's part of your character. And I don't expect you to change for me. So like, if you don't change for yourself after I let you know, like, hey, this ain't gonna work with you being this way, or these decisions and behaviors that you're making. If you don't feel like you need to change, then I need to change and get up out of there. Like, when I say I became the cutoff queen, like, I was very much a cutoff queen, but this person, I couldn't do it. It was like I couldn't do it. And then I fell in love with him. So I like extra couldn't do it. So when it came to me asking God, when it was time for me to actually let this man go, it was so like, I was just told up. What's crazy is I felt so much worse than I even felt divorcing. I very much had tears after ending my 8-year relationship / then marriage with this person. Like, knowing things was going to move on and we weren't going to be in each other's lives no more after we thought we were going to build a whole life together. Like, for real. Yes, that was sad. The way I cried and sulked and almost became depressed and just went through it after this new one, the one that I'm talking about in this story, I felt like God put an extra beating on me because of how I handled the situation. Regardless of what I told God I was finna do with the situation, I didn't do it. I was very much aware that I needed to do certain things a certain way. And I let my flesh take control or be the decision maker instead of letting God be the decision maker. And when I tell you I'm never going to have to learn that lesson again, I got it, God. I got it. We not moving like that no more. Like, above just me not letting God have his hand in a certain area. Like, it was also me being involved in sexual sin. It was also me putting this person on a pedestal, which kind of like translates to idolatry. It was also me just putting my judgment aside and grabbing onto things that I just wanted, things that felt good, things that were no good for me, but felt good. Like, I knew this man wasn't finna be my husband. Like, but God, I said I was trying to align for my husband. Like, I just had to go through all of that. And like, again, like, the Lord got me after, like, he casted down discipline upon me so that I could be the better person that I needed to be. And yeah, I could have avoided going through that, but God don't waste nothing. So like, we like to be like, it's true that if we would have made different decisions, things would have been better. But the fact that we, in our free will, made a certain decision that was bad for us, God don't let us waste that. He makes us learn something. And what I definitely learned is that me being alignment for my husband now, like, there's no way that God not going to be in there. He's going to be in everything. And the husband that God intends for me I know that husband gonna be down with that. I know that husband is gonna come to me equally. He is going to be a man that has reverence for God anyway. By the time it's meant for us to be coming together, like whether I influence things in a positive way or not, whether he influences me in a more positive way or not, it's already gonna be in him somewhere. Like I'm not gonna have to try to create it. Like I'm not like I don't have clay. I'm not him. I'm not him. I can't create a person to be who I want them to be. Like I understand it now, because that was also a part of both of these stories. Like I felt like I was going to be so good and whole that my wholeness would make them whole. And like, it don't work like that, baby. It don't work like that. Like, I get it now. So yeah, I really had to go through that. And like, I'm fully understanding that my next husband, my true spouse, the one that's really gonna last for real, he gonna be ready for all this. He gonna be down with the stuff. You know what I'm saying? With all the stuff that come with God, he gonna be down with it. And that's what I want. That's what I've always wanted. So my encouragement right now is, it sounds so simple, but don't settle. Do not settle. Especially when it comes to something so important as marriage. It's hard, but if you're in a situation like that and you understand, like, for real that you settling, like, this ain't the person God want me to be with for real. It's just not. Go ahead and whip your sword out and like just slash it. There is no easy or good way to do it. You only got one life, baby. You ain't gonna have, like, in this right here, however long God keep you on this earth, this is the only one that you're gonna have of this. Like, take care of it. And all of your consciences, do what you need to do, if not for you, to not mess over this life that God gave you. Do it to not mess over this life that God gave you. Do it to honor him. Like, that's where I'm at with it. Like, I'm not going to be messed up into nothing else no more. Because the best thing is going to come with me honoring God, with whoever that is that he has put in both of our hearts. Like, this is the person that you're going to honor me with. Be with that person. And I'm going to be with them. And we gonna do this thing. That's all I got. Like, listen, y'all. Honestly, I got all of that out today. I'm so excited. Waiting sucks, but the fact that I know where I am right now, and that my spouse that God intended for me is finna be showing up to me just ready for all of this. Ready for all of this. But also in his own way, ready to give me exactly what it is that I need. And even if he don't have everything squared away when he comes, he is going to be on board and wanting and ready to make it that way. I don't want nothing else. That's what I want. I don't want nothing else than that. And they say in all things, the Bible says all things, like, you seek God first. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So I can't wait till I'm on this thing telling y'all all about my hubby. Hey, hubby. Hey, boo. Yeah, I'm so... I done ran this too long. I'm gonna go now. Blessings and just blessings on your journey. I'm wishing you the best.